Hi, as a follow-up to our PD session on Google Forms, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form for your students with digital text at the top. If you go to New and we're creating a Google form, the first thing I like to do is give the title at the top so I don't forget to do that. So I'm going to go up here where it says Untitled Form, and I know that my article is about being underwater. So I'm going to call it Underwater, and I'm going to include the objective that I'm teaching, which is how to recognize theme. And I like to do that so that when next year I go to use this form, I can find my topics quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my digital text or my article that I found online. So I want to wait on putting the questions in, and instead I'm going to add an item. And when I want to add a large section of text, I'm going to go to section header because that's pretty much the only spot that I can do that, to add writing instead of questions. If I click on my article that I've already selected and I highlight my article including the copyright information and I right click copy, now I have it on my clipboard. I can go back into my form and paste it right here where it says description. I don't like to paste it up here because this font is very large where it says untitled section. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to paste it instead down here. When I click done, I can see it pop in the way I wanted to, except for I have a question above my digital text, which is not what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that so that my article appears at the top when they open the form. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask for their name on their form. So if I go down here and I click on text, text will give me a small box for them to write in. So I can type in name. I'm going to make this a required question so that they have to answer it before they can click the submit button. And if I click done, you'll see it pop in right under my article as I want it to. I can always take a peek at how it's going to look to them by going up here where it says view live form. If I click that, it takes a minute to load. And there's my article, and here's my first question name. So to get out of this, I can just exit out of the window. It'll take me back to my editing screen, and now I'm ready to add some questions. So to add anything, I go to add item, choose the kind of question I want, which right now I think I'll go for a multiple choice question. And I want to ask something simple to start off, I think. So I might ask how many days was Cousteau underwater? Or I think I'll reword it a little bit. How many days did Cousteau's adventure last? Multiple choice, so I'm going to put in 30 days. As I click in the boxes, it just gives me more room to go ahead and put answers in. 30 weeks or 3 weeks. So we'll start off with an easy look and find. I do want this to be required so they can't skip any answers, and click done and it pops in. Next I'm going to go add another item. This time I'm going to make it checkboxes. Checkboxes is similar to multiple choice except for that they can have more than one answer. So if I go up and find a question that's appropriate, and since I know I'm talking about theme, I'm going to ask which of the following statements could be the theme of the article. So the first one would be work hard to protect the environment. And I want to have, if I'm using checkboxes, the whole point is that I can have more than one correct answer. So I want to make sure I have at least two choices that are correct. So another correct answer that fits for the theme would be it's important to educate others about the environment. That was definitely something he was trying to put through in his article. And the last one, I'll make an incorrect answer, which would be the theme that doesn't really fit this. Something like never judge book by its cover. Now I'm finished with that question, so I'll see that pop in. And now when they go ahead, they'll be able to check off more than one answer, similar to the PARCC, which they're calling multiple response questions. So at this point, if I had more questions to add, I would just go down here and click on the type of question that I wanted to add, or I could also add a video or an image that would be right within the form itself. When I am all done, I can go ahead back up here to View Live Forms to let me see how it looks when it will be embedded. And there it is. If I wanted to change the theme or the background of this, including the size of the font, I could do that by going back to the editing screen. So if I close out of the preview screen and I go up here to where it says Change Theme, this is where I can make it look pretty. Maybe there's an underwater header or picture that might work, or maybe something even like this, the sailing one. So it loads for me. I can also go down here to customize, and this is where I can change the font size and things within the form. So if I click on the area that I want to change, it will let me change the size. So the description is the size of the font of the article. So if I go here, right now it's on extra small. If I make it medium, and I click off of that and I go to View Live Form, I'll see that my font size in my article should be larger now and easier to read for the students. And it is. Okay, I didn't make the size of these larger, but if I wanted to, I could go ahead back into the editing screen again, go to Change Theme, and click on Questions, and that's where I can change my questions to larger. I can even change the color of the questions if I wanted to. So I did make them larger, so let's go take a look at the question size. And it did make this part here larger. So at this point, I'm pretty much done. If I wanted to email it to students, I could just click on send form, and I would put their email right in here. Or if I did not want to do that, I would click on send form. If I wanted to put it in my website, I would just click embed, and I would highlight this and copy the embed code, and then open up my website. So up here on this tab, I have my website, and I've created a page called Google Forms right here, where I'm going to go ahead and click on that so that I can embed my form. If I go up here to the editing pencil, and I copy the embed code, and anytime I have the embed code, I have to make sure I click on HTML first, which is where code needs to be placed. And I can go ahead and click paste and update, and you won't see it appear till you click the save button at the top. And there you have the Google form, and students would scroll down to answer their questions. So the one thing I didn't talk about is where would you see your responses to the form so that you're able to look at how students are doing and grade them. If you go back to your Google Drive, right up here next to View Live Form, which we've been using to see how it looks, if I click on View Responses, you will see when it loads that I have a spreadsheet that's automatically created. It's also found in my drive, and I will have the data collect in this form, in this spreadsheet, and I can open it at any time to see the results from my underwater theme Google form. So there you have it. That's how you put in a digital text with questions underneath and then embed it on your Google website.